the film has had something like 18,000 views, which is incredible for a short film. And some of the responses I've had have been heartbreaking, with people saying that it's helped them. It's meant that they have a parent, a spouse, a sibling, a friend who doesn't understand. They've been able to show them the film, and from that, they've been able to become more open about it.
Do you think your film has encouraged a lot more people to become more open with their illness and speak to family and friends and seek help if they need it?
I think it is, certainly with the response that I've had from people, has definitely done that. All I'm bothered about, Anna, is keeping the conversation going and making sure that people know that there should be no stigma and taboo attached to mental health and depression particularly, which is my condition. Because I had no more control over getting that as I would of getting cancer or heart disease or diabetes. And yet we think nothing of empathizing and sharing in people's journey dealing with those illnesses, but there is still a taboo about mental illness. I once said that, which may sound very selfish or cruel, but I don't mean it that way, but I would like everybody in the world to have depression for 15 seconds and then for it to go again, so that they would know the difference between feeling down and low and feeling clinically depressed, which is the most isolating, frightening condition. And so Black Eyed Susan is just one step further for me to get people talking. When I talk about the origins of my illness being postnatal, I'm always aware that whatever I'm doing, whatever forum I'm speaking on, there may be women who've just had a baby, women who are thinking of having a baby, or pregnant women, and the last thing I want to do is worry them. What I want to do is inform them. Because when I had a baby first, 30 years ago nearly, there was no information for people with postnatal depression. There would be pages and pages. And, you know, when you're pregnant, you think you're the only person who's ever been pregnant. You pour through every pregnancy book. There are pages and pages and pages and pages for any other conditions that could happen to you during pregnancy or to your baby during pregnancy. Mental illness, if this continues for more than a few days, go to your doctor. End of. And I was so lucky that I had the family that I had, because I was very, 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 very poorly with it. Most women will make a complete recovery from postnatal depression with the right treatment. It's a very serious illness and will affect 1 on 10 women, 1 in 20 maybe to the degree that I had it. I think that it's a real struggle for young people nowadays. I think that with the advent of social media, much as there are wonderful things that social media does, there are also some detrimental effects of social media. The fact that people are every day trying to live up to these expectations that the social media profiles, the Instagram models and everything, everybody's supposed to be a certain way. And I think that young people have a really tricky time with it. I hope he's just coming in there. So I think that and of course we have lots of cyberbullying, and this is something that is very close to my heart. I think that it's horrendous that this can happen, and I've seen many instances of young people taking their own life as a result of being bullied online because they don't feel that they have anywhere to go. I personally think that mental health should be talked about in schools. I think that there should be people, and I've done it myself, who go in, who talk to young people, and what it is it's not about scaring people. It's not about saying, oh, I've had this horrendous time with mental health and you might get that. It's just about saying, you all have heard of all these different kinds of physical things, and we know that 1 in 4 people possibly will get cancer. Type 2 diabetes is on the increase if we don't watch our diets. Those things are talked about quite freely. But what happens, where do you go if you find that you are feeling mentally, that you're struggling mentally? And I think that when people see people off the telly talking about it, it encourages people in some way to speak out. So yes, talking to young people and encouraging young people to not suffer in silence is very important to me.